Now if there's one thing that isn't a problem when it comes to Splitgate, it's the portals. But somehow the guy in the video we will be responding to today manages to try and say that the portals, you know, the whole reason why anyone plays Splitgate, could kill the game because of a quote-unquote exploit that isn't even an exploit and is a technique that the developers have been using themselves. So without further delay, I'll let the video play.
Welcome everyone. Today we're going to be speaking about the problem with Splitgate. I want to talk to you guys about this specific problem, a problem which I think is very concerning and could potentially affect the future of this game.
Ah yes, because the main reason why anyone plays the game is definitely going to kill it. If anything is going to cause the death of this game, it will be the small development team not being able to satisfy players with enough content, which doesn't appear to be an issue at the moment. And the servers have thankfully been upgraded as well, so that's also not a huge issue anymore.
So before we jump into a game, I want to talk to you guys about the problem with this game and why I think it could potentially, you know, have an impact on this game's overall health.
Then get the fuck on with it instead of wasting time repeating yourself to push your video to 12 seconds over 8 minutes for those sweet mid-rolls.
This game's blowing up right now, bearing in mind it's a new first-person shooter, it's free to play, but will it hold that success and, you know, stay very popular? That's something we're gonna have to wait and see, but my concern is how the portal works in this game. The portal alone in this game and the portaling makes the skill gap so insanely high.
How is that bad exactly? If a game's skill gap isn't high, then it becomes boring very fast. The fact Splitgate has a high skill gap means that players always have something more to achieve when it comes to their skill in the game, and it's almost never a bad thing for a game to have more depth. Just look at CSGO for example. That game's skill gap is insanely high and it's still one of the most popular FPS games, and it's been at the top for over a decade. High skill gaps are not an issue for 99% of games.
And right now it's okay because everyone's new to the game. Naturally, we'll see that skill gap increase the more the weeks and the more the months go on. Each player will get better with time. So right now it's okay because everyone's new to portaling, everyone's new to this game, and it's a bit of a mess at the moment. No one really knows how to portal that well unless you've been playing on PC, because this game's been out on PC for quite a few years. But
people have definitely known how to use portals for a while, my guy. It's not exactly rocket science. As much as I love the portals, their use is not hard to figure out. For most people, they can figure out how to use the portals within 10 minutes pretty easily.
The problem with portaling is that you can get so good at it, and I think casual players will struggle when it comes to portaling. I just don't think they're going to like the whole portaling system.
If casual players didn't like the portal system, then they sure as hell wouldn't be playing the game to begin with. The whole reason the game is so popular is because it almost perfectly mixes Halo and Portal together. The main attraction of this game are the portals, and obviously if people did not like the portals, then the game would not have blown up in the first place. Also, how dumb does this guy think casual players are? Like bro, the portals are a very simple concept to grasp for the average person. Shoot portal here and shoot portal there to go to place you want to go. Not exactly something overly complicated, and I really can't grasp how you think casual players would be playing the game right now if they didn't like the portal system, when that's the main appeal of the game.
We've seen arena style shooter games die purely because of the high skill gap, and I think this game has an insanely high skill gap. As I said, we're not seeing it right now because the game's new, but give it a few weeks, we're going to see it soon. Games like Quake, really good games, but really high skill gaps, so unfortunately we didn't see its potential. Hyperscape was another one as well, really fun game, but because the skill gap was too high, the casual audience just didn't like it.
That was not at all why Hyperscape failed. It failed because it was a shitty Apex Legends clone, where sliding would cancel all momentum you built up. The movement in that game was atrocious whilst relying on a shitty ripoff of Titanfall's movement style. The gunplay in Hyperscape was way below what should be acceptable in FPS games as well. Hyperscape failed because it was a shit game. Splitgate is not a shit game. Also, Quake Champions failed for a variety of reasons, including its optimization, poor netcode, and the balancing was basically non-existent. These issues are not present in Splitgate in the slightest. The game is well optimized, it's got strangely good netcode for a game made by a dev team of under 30 people, and the balancing is brilliant. Just because Quake Champions and Hyperscape were both free-to-play shooters, it doesn't mean they're automatically comparable to Splitgate. The closest thing to Splitgate is Halo, definitely not Quake.
So there's a technique which is going around and it's called the triple portal technique, and that essentially means you can abuse the portal so much that you don't even have to move around like this to travel wherever you want. So the triple portal technique works this: you place one portal here, so I'm placing my left portal here. Let's say I place my right portal up here. Then all you have to do is go into that yellow portal like this, and then you can place that purple portal anywhere else you want. So we'll place it there. And then all you have to do is keep moving like this, and you can just literally get around the map however you want in such a fast succession, and people won't need to move at all. Of course you're exposed, but I've seen some experienced players that played on PC many years ago abuse this, and they are so fast at doing it, they don't even have to move anymore.
This technique is not at all viable in most game modes, especially Team Shotty Snipers and Team SWAT, where people will just one-shot your dumbass if you try and do this because you are standing still. And for maps like Atlantis, this is really not viable in the slightest, due to how the areas you can put the portals on are placed around the map, and the same honestly goes for most maps. But either way, if this does somehow become a big issue, even though it really won't, the developers can just make it so the player slips off of the bottom of the portal if it's in a raised area, instead of being able to stand in it. If someone has the sniper in the match or half decent aim, it's game over for whoever is trying this. It leaves you way too exposed and vulnerable to become a truly viable option in the long run.
Of course, I'm not that experienced on it. I was going to make a detailed video on this, but I want to gain some experience myself using this technique before I, make a video on it myself. This is just one example on, a technique you can use with portals, and once you gain experience using it, you're going to pretty much dominate every game.
It's almost like that's what the developers intended to happen, and the fact that developers have been using this technique themselves should show you that. You are meant to utilize the portals in the game. If you don't, you'll more than likely be at the bottom of the leaderboard no matter what. And this idea that casuals won't realize this is baffling to me, because casuals are not vegetables like he for some reason thinks they are. No one is playing Splitgate and not using the portals, because it's the main appeal of the game.
Unless someone else knows how to do it as well. But I think this one technique alone, this could just, if everyone was using this technique, this could ruin the game in my opinion.
If everyone was using that technique, then it would become absolutely pointless in your own logic. If it's too hard to kill someone using that technique normally according to you, then if everyone is doing it, nobody will be able to kill anyone. This is something you'll only see in high skill level matches, and because the game does have a toned down version of skill based matchmaking for its casual mode, this is not something most casuals will be seeing on a frequent basis.
Without having to move at all, and I know portaling is a huge part of this game, but when you can abuse it like this, I think it just ruins the whole flow of the game, and there's no point in having maps with different routes or anything like that.
Where exactly would you teleport to without those different routes? And no, this doesn't ruin the flow of the game. If you're able to do this at a decent level, you're more than likely going to be matched with players of very high skill levels, and they are not going to be easy to kill with this. They'll just clap your immobile ass as soon as they see the flashes appear in the portals when someone is going through them. I failed to see how this would end up being a massive issue when Splitgate is a fairly fast-paced game, where players are very quickly out of your line of sight, so this portal technique isn't viable in most cases.
So I'm about to jump into a game. We're going to try and do this triple portaling technique.
Spoiler alert, he only has 2 points by the end of the match and somehow questions why they lost the match. And no, I'm not joking. He essentially just proves why this won't be an issue and isn't a viable strategy in most scenarios.
And I think portals could potentially affect this game's future.
You serious?
The Portals are why the game has blown up like it has. People love the mix between Halo and Portal. They are literally the exact reason why people love this game so much. Although it would be hilariously ironic if the Portals did kill this game, it is very unlikely that they will, simply due to this being the main appeal of the game that has made it so popular.
I hope it doesn't, and I hope, the casual audience do enjoy the Portals.
It's pretty clear to see that they are enjoying the Portals a lot,
just as much as the high skilled players do. But let me know down below what you think of portals at the moment. I personally love the portals. I don't think it should be abused to this extent where you could just triple portal and just portal wherever you want.
That's kind of why you can only use the portals on specific walls. That in it of itself stops you from portaling wherever you want, and it's amazing that you don't realize this, but I'm sure the main appeal of the game will kill it off because of one technique.
But let me know down below what you think of portals.
Well, I don't quite think he got the reception he wanted, because almost all of the top comments are negative and rightfully so. This is just plain out shitty fear mongering, which I shouldn't be surprised with, considering how that's what YouTube is for the most part now.
And let's jump into a game. With this map in particular, if you create a portal straight away to the other side, you can almost create a flank straight away and just come behind everyone else. It's actually quite fun.
Isn't that exactly what you were claiming could kill the game not even 2 seconds ago, my guy?
Okay, let's see if we can do some crazy flank right now with the portal. Here we go. Look at this! Oh my god! No! I told you guys! There we go. We'll do it again. We'll do it again. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Nice. You got a teabag. This is teabag.
The guy's literally just proven how the portals are the best part of the game and won't be what kills it. I mean, it's incredible how much he's actively disproven himself, whilst at the same time not even being aware of it. I'm just imagining this guy editing his video and then rewatching this, and still thinking that his arguments make sense when talking about how the portals could kill the game. At this point, I should even be impressed with the idiocy of some YouTubers, but I just can't help it anymore. Certain levels of stupidity will simply always impress me for all of the wrong reasons.
Oh my god, I just ruined that guy. I don't care if I died. I completely destroyed that guy. That's another thing. People are always going to chase you in your portals. Just be prepared for that.
Yet another reason as to why the triple portal strat is not that good. Someone could easily shoot through the portal before you close it or hop through it just before you close it as well. How this guy doesn't realize he's actively disproving himself is beyond me.
How are we losing this game? How did we lose that match? How? I would love to know how we lost that match.
You somehow forgot to teabag 98% of the people you killed in a game mode, which requires you to teabag dead enemies to gain points.
This game is so fun, honestly. If you haven't tried it out already, for some of you people that have just watched my videos because you like watching them and you haven't tried this game, be sure to give it a try.
He's continuously praising it whilst using the portals regularly, and still thinks the game will be killed off by the portals. He's either being disingenuous as fuck, or is just too stupid to realise it.
Because I think this game has potential. Of course, the skill gap is a little bit of a concern. I like the high skill gap myself, but I know a lot of people will not like it. A lot of casual players probably won't blend well with this game.
It already has been popular with casuals, and all you need to do is to play the game to figure that out, or just look at the player count on Steam charts. I really don't get why this guy has this idea in his head that casual players are too brain dead to use the portals, or just point and shoot someone using the triple portals technique when it's not exactly complicated or hard. Now we have finally come to the end of that weird video, so all that being said, please do not forget to do all the things YouTubers love to beg you to do, aka check out my Discord server, follow me on Twitter, as well as like, comment and subscribe. So I'll see you in the next video.